Once again, it's all Brisbane building the wall. Gibson, brilliant tackle from Loynes.
Tackling is one of our favourite parts of the game. Being able to tackle effectively is vital for team performance. It is also crucial for players to perform the skills safely to avoid injuries. Today we're going to demonstrate two types of tackles, the inside tackle and the outside tackle. An inside tackle is when the tackler is in close proximity to the ball carrier, usually in a contested situation. An outside tackle is when the tackler has to run and close space to the ball carrier, which may be from the front, side or behind. For inside tackles, cue players to get lower than their opponent and stay low as they drive through the tackle. Aim to make body-on-body contact, chest on chest and shoulder on shoulder, across the front to pin down their opponent's arm at the elbow joint. Encourage players to protect the ball carrier and control the body of the opposition to the ground in one motion by dropping their knees and centre of gravity.
Good.
For an outside tackle, preparation footwork is very important when compared to an inside tackle. On approach, players should decelerate by getting low early and using short, quick steps. This will allow them to get their feet close, react and change direction in response to the opposition movement and avoid getting stepped. Encourage the tackler to corral or channel, as this will dictate and limit the direction of the ball carrier can go. Cue players to position themselves slightly on one side and not to overcommit, forcing the opposition outwards towards the boundary and then aim for their inside shoulder. If players overstride running into an outside tackle and don't prepare their feet or body position, they may overrun the player, get stepped, have to lunge and miss the tackle.
But this is really where you get the no daylight, hip, hip, hip. Yeah, you keep running, and then as you're running, you use her momentum coming from behind.
For an outside tackle, encourage players to protect the ball carrier and control the body of the opposition to the ground in one motion by dropping their knees and centre of gravity. Focus on providing feedback when you see correct technique. How did that feel? Or what did that sound like? The following footage provides demonstrations on poor tackling technique, providing opportunity to reinforce cues. Being careless could result in an injury to yourself or your opponent. Poor preparation footwork may place increased strain on the joints and risks injury. Encourage players to tackle with their bodies, not with their hands. Tacklers should not sling opposition to the ground. It's important to allow players to practice tackling in slower paces in controlled situations prior to adding intensity or opposition. Demonstrate in front of the group an inside tackle with a maximum of 2 to 3 key technique points.
Hit, stick, pull, and then you get to work with your legs.
Players can practice in pairs, at walking pace, and increase intensity as they feel comfortable. Continue to work on inside tackle technique, then demonstrate an outside tackle, adding in the cues for preparation footwork and corralling.
Okay, so you're going to pick up the ball. I'm going to come on the inside shoulder so she can't step on the inside of me and go that way. You know, your smaller steps is really important, so you can either go that way or that way.
AFL is played at high speeds and is unpredictable in nature. It's important that you design drills that enables players to transfer their skills in these situations. When you decide to progress to this stage will depend on your group's ability. It is important, though, that you do go back to practicing the basics frequently.